Good morning, boys and girls. Welcome to Shawnee Presbyterian Church. We have a special story for you today. A story that uses animals to tell God's message and God's story. It's the story of a shepherd named Jabal and how he loves his flock, cares for his flock, and feeds for his flock, and protects his flock from a wolf. Now don't get scared, because it has a happy ending. I'm reading from my Bible Friends, which is a book that I read as a child. It was published in 1963, then again in 1977. As you see, in the front page of this, there's a depiction of Jesus with a shepherd's staff meant to help his flock. This is the story of Jabal the Shepherd. Good picture there of Jabal there and the sheep and his clay shepherd's cabin. Jabal the Shepherd lived in a little stone hut on a rocky mountainside in Judea. 10 steps and a jump from the little stone hut, Jabal had built his sheepfold, laying stone upon stone upon stone. Jabal owned 100 sheep. They were rams with curled horns and ewes with small lambs, and all the sheep, rams, ewes, and lambs, had thick woolly coats and long fatty tails. Jabal's sheep obeyed him. When Jabal called, "Tahu! Come to me," his 100 sheep came running, their hoofs clickety-clackety on the stony ground of the mountains. Can you see them coming to him when he calls them? When Jabal made the sound of a dog howling, oh, pressed together, the sheep huddled in a tight little group. And when Jabal said, "La, la, lie down," all the 100 sheep laid down. Soon after sunup, every morning, Jabal opened the sheepfold gate and called, "Tahu, tahu!" And the rams said, "Ba, ba!" And the ewes said, "Ba, ba!" And the lambs said, "Ba, ba!" And they all followed Jabal down the path. Often Jabal carried the littlest lamb, while the lamb's mother walked by Jabal's side. Can you see the littlest lamb in this picture in Jesus' arms? And do you see the mom, the mother, the ewe, off to the side? I'm in my kitchen in Shawnee, by the way. You can hear Teacher Kate cutting cucumbers for tacos next door. Jabal fed his 100 sheep and led them to the green pastures. On a green grassy place they could feed, but at the edge of the green grassy place he called, "La, la, la." And although the sheep were hungry, they laid down. Jabal carefully searched the green grassy place for poisonous weeds and poisonous snakes. He didn't want his lambs and ewes and rams to be anywhere near snakes or poisonous weeds. The weeds he pulled up, and when he hit the ground with his staff, the snakes wiggled away. Just like St. Francis, who hit his staff in the ground in Ireland and took all of the snakes off of that amazing island. St. Patrick's Day is coming up. Remember St. Patrick. Did I say St. Francis? I meant St. Patrick. Now that the green grassy place was safe for sheep, Jabal called, "Tahu, tahu," which means come and eat. And all the sheep came to eat. Aren't these great pictures? While the rams and the ewes nibbled grass and the lambs played follow the leader around a bush here and another one there, jumping over a not too big rock, the lambs raced one after the other. And When a lamb became hungry, it didn't nibble grass. He got milk from his mother, and all the while Jabal stood by, keeping watch over his 100 sheep. In the afternoon, Jabal called, "Tahu!" and led his sheep away from the green grassy place. A long way they must now go to find water. 1 drink a day was all the sheep needed. But 1 drink they must have, and the path was stony, the bushes thorny, and the caves along the way dark and deep. The caves were dark and deep. Where Jabal led his 100 sheep, out of a cave came a hungry wolf, sneaking along behind the sheep. Can you see the hungry wolf there? See the sheep and Jabal? Oh dear. Don't get scared. When the path led into a valley, the wolf, with a snarl and a leap, rushed at the flock of 100 sheep. The wolf's plan was to scatter the sheep, then chase a ewe or a lamb back up the valley upward to his wolf cave, far away from the shepherd and the shepherd's stout staff. In a flash, Jabal leaped to a rock, calling, "Oh, oh, oh!" And though the sheep were scared and wanted to run, they obeyed Jabal's call. Together they pressed tighter and tighter and tighter, so tight the wolf could not scatter them. Then Jabal jumped down from the rock, and with his long staff, he whacked and he thwacked the robber wolf. He whacked and thwacked him and drove him away from the sheep. Look how scary that is. The sheep, they kind of made a barricade of their bodies because Jabal had taught them how to do that. After the battle with the wolf, Jabal called a gentle "Tahu!" and led his sheep on down the path. Soon they came to a splashing, dashing stream with delicious cool water in it. You can see it there in the bottom. Jabal knew what to do. He told his sheep, "La, la," because sheep can't drink from splashing water. It can be dangerous for the sheep. They might be swept away. So he dammed up the splashing, dashing stream to make a quiet pool where they could drink in peace. But 1 sheep disobeyed. Behind Jabal's back, 1 sheep slipped away up over the mountain. See Jabal putting rocks in the stream here to make a little dam where the nice cool water can amass. When the sheep had finished drinking at the quiet pool, Jabal led them home, carrying by turn the tired lambs. At the sheepfold gate, he counted his sheep as they entered one at a time. 1, 2, 3. He stopped to put cedar gum on a wound made by the wolf's fangs on one of the sheep. 4, 5, 6. He poured oil on a tired ewe's head. On and on he counted to the last sheep, but the count did not come out right. 1 sheep was missing. 1 sheep was missing. That is not going to be good. Look how careful Jabal is. Jabal closed the sheepfold gate. All but one of his 100 sheep were safe within the fold. That one had disobeyed. It had wandered away and was lost out on the mountain. When you're reading the story and along with me, start to think about your Christian life and about going astray, sinning, changing, transitions in your life, and the shepherd. Now Jabal was hungry. Oh, that one disobeyed. He had wandered away and was lost on the mountain where wolves howled and hunted at night. Now Jabal was hungry. He was tired, but he couldn't eat and he couldn't sleep until he had found his wandering sheep. So, taking a torch to light the way, Jabal the shepherd set out to find his one lost sheep. Back along the stony path Jabal trudged, searching to one side then the other. At the green grassy place, he looked behind bushes. He called, "Tahu, Tahu, come to me, come to me." But no sheep came running to him. Past the dark caves where the wolf lived, onto the splashing, dashing stream walked Jabal. Beside the quiet pool, he stopped and called again, "Tahu, Tahu." Listen, did he hear an answer? "Ba, ba," came faintly from the mountain. "Ba." Jabal climbed the mountain, and there, down a steep bank, he found his lost sheep, trapped in a thorny thicket. Do you see the sheep there? Trapped in the thicket? With his staff, Jabal rescued the frightened sheep, and placing it across his shoulder, he carried it the long way home. Jabal sang as he closed the sheepfold gate, for safe inside were his 100 sheep. Jesus says, "I am the good shepherd. My sheep hear my voice and follow me." Let's say that again. Say it with me. I am the good shepherd. My sheep hear my voice and follow me. Jesus' sheep are all the people in the world. Brown or black, red, yellow, or white, the children are his lambs. Jesus cares for his sheep and lambs, as did Jabal. He calls, "Come unto me. I will give you food. I will give you water. I will keep you safe." Do you see Jesus with all the children of the world there? All different races, creeds, and colors. The Good Shepherd. It happens that the church that I belonged to when I lived in China, in Beijing, was called Church of the Good Shepherd. It was also the letters COGS, Congregation of the Good Shepherd. COGS, we called it. Thank you for listening to the story with me, boys and girls. Try to remember the message, which is 3 things. That Jesus is there for you no matter what. That he protects the lowest ones, the ones with the least capability, the one with even the ones that go astray. He feeds and takes care of. And that to be obedient to Jesus is a good thing. And to love one another, all people, all races, colors, creeds, and religions, is one of God's blessings. Again, thank you for coming to Shawnee Presbyterian Church School. I hope you enjoyed today's story of Jabal the Shepherd. I certainly did. It's been nice to have you here with us. Enjoy. And good morning to you again and again. Goodbye. God bless.